welcome to the Zooming Hoosk Podcast, and I'm your host, Dustin DaHusky.
Hi, I'm Kurdan Sourpuss.
And we were tired because we woke up at around the same time, and you know what? I understand how you feel right now.
That's me every day, even when I'm not working.
Oh my god, it sucks.
I don't mind it. Once you're used to it, once you get into that constant pattern of sleeping and waking up, it's not so bad. It's just, for me, like, especially when I've been off for a day,
Yeah.
and I like being up and, like, hanging out and watching anime and listening to audio cassettes and all that, you'll get tired after a certain while, but if you can make it past that being tired phase, you'll be up for another 2 or 3 hours.
Actually, I have experienced this.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys do too. But yeah, and the problem is, when I have to work the day after that, now I'm used to staying up a little bit later so that I can't go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like 8:30 and then 9 o'clock, and I'm like, shit, I've got to go to sleep. I'm only going to get 6 hours. Today's going to kick my ass if I don't.
I mean, the average sleep for a human being should actually be anywhere from 6 to 7 hours anyway. 8 being, extra credit on an exam. If you can get 8 hours, you don't need 8 hours, but if you get 8 hours, you're doing a lot better than most people. In fact, I would say you're doing better than all people. Because I don't know many people that do get 8 hours sleep. And
I try desperately to.
I actually push myself to get only 7 hours of sleep, because you know why? That extra hour probably would be more useful for me to do something, but I always try to at least get about 6 hours of sleep.
When I do 5 hours of sleep
it's awful.
nights, I fall asleep on lunch at work, which is really horrible.
Yeah, you should never have to do that. And you know what? I think the best form of energy is just, eating 3 meals a day. If you eat a good breakfast, that'll keep you focused for much of your whole morning. That you should not feel that much tired. You eat a small lunch, which actually I might just consider having a bowl of cereal in the morning. And me and milk does not actually get along all too well. I will still have ice cream, I'll still have custard, I'll still have cheese, and to be honest, it doesn't bother me too much, but when I drink milk, oh my god, it doesn't do my stomach well. But hey, if it's just milk, it's awful.
Yeah.
But if it's milk and cereal, at least it's mostly cereal that I am consuming.
Yep.
But I am actually giving it a thought that I could just do that in my morning, so that way, I can power through a good chunk of my day before I need to eat. And then when I do have lunch, which I tell people when I have lunch, and they're like, "You're having lunch at 8:30 in the morning, or you're having lunch at 10 o'clock." It's like, well, you're given a lunch, you may as well take it. Especially when you're waking up as early as I am now, as much as we are.
Yeah.
You kind of take lunch whenever you feel like it's a good time to take lunch. And some people can't do lunch at a different time. Me, I'm up. If I nibbled on something, that's the baseline. If I nibble something before I go to work, that's breakfast for my body's time clock. Then within 4 or 5 hours, it says, "Hey, is it lunchtime yet?" My body does not care about what time of day a particular meal is. So as long as I have a baseline of something, it's going to say, "Hey, okay, it's been another 4 or 8 hours of something." Food.
Yeah. For me, like, once we open the store and we've gotten all of our morning stuff done, it's time to take a 15-minute break and eat like a breakfast.
Okay, well that's not so bad.
And usually I'll bring like a granola bar and I'll grab like a breakfast smoothie.
You could buy one of those little box milks and a little box cereal.
Yeah.
You know, like the little tiny boxes of cereal.
Yeah.
And have like a paper cup and just whee, and then just absolutely nibble.
We actually have hot sandwiches for breakfast there too.
Wait.
We have biscuit, sausage, and egg with cheese.
Wait, the company provides that?
No, but our deli sells them, and they're $1.
Oh, for like employees or just?
No, just for anybody.
Anyone?
It's just $1.
You know what? When you think about it, it's not so bad.
No.
How big are they?
About as big as the bocas that I make. Maybe a little bit smaller,
Are they
but
filling?
not much. Yeah, definitely.
Well, then I'd say that
We have that, and we have breakfast sliders, which is like a chicken on a croissant.
That sounds nice.
It's good.
As far as my current schedules right now, I wake up butt-ass early just because of training. When I get into my schedule, it will be somewhat fixed.
Hopefully. That'd be nice.
I don't have to get to work any earlier than 5 o'clock, and I may not have to go in any later than 7. But my base time to get in is 6 o'clock. Which to me I find normal. Even 5 o'clock to me is normal. But then again, 4:45 this morning is only 15 minutes away from that. My body's like, okay, this seems somewhat normal, but it's becoming abnormal because I've never had to get to work that early. You know what's going to be rough? So once I start my schedule at First Group, I'm going to be working 4 on, 3 off. 3 of my days will be waking up around the same time, around 4 o'clock to get to work by 6.
Yep.
Meaning you get up, you get ready, you kind of do your morning routine, you make a cup of coffee, you might maybe eat a breakfast if you want to, and then you have 45 minutes to get to work, which I might actually need that, or even leave 50 minutes. Actually, no. You know what? No. Fuck it. It'll be 45 minutes anyway, and then get to my bus, do my pre-trip. Apparently, I understand why people come into work early for more reasons than I am. Not just for me to relax, but apparently they do it to do their morning bus routine. Yep. So that by the time that they clock in and get out, they're actually on time in their morning deliveries, which I can understand now. It's stupid, but
that's slightly necessary, probably.
What's that?
To be able to do all that before you start.
I always thought it would be part of your daily grind. If you're going to be starting your day in a bus, that's when you clock in. That's when you start. But no, they give you 10 minutes to get off the lot. It's like, oh, okay. So you either A, show up to work on time, and you might skip out on the pre-test, which some of the pre-test is kind of dumb, but some of the pre-test kind of makes sense, like brakes and lights. Checking my... Which means all of these pre-tests means that at one point someone fucked up.
Well, you're checking to make sure they didn't fuck up.
Right. Making sure that I don't take out a defective bus.
Yeah.
Which might hit a bus of nuns and then make nun soup.
Nun soup.
But I'm hoping that the 3 days that I have a normal predicted schedule time in would make 6 of my 7 days somewhat normal. The abnormal one is getting to work at 3:45 in the morning on Saturdays. That being the only day where I know I'm not getting no more than 6 hours of sleep and I'm going to have to make it do. Kind of like today. I got less than 6 hours sleep, still made it through a 10-hour day straight. It was a bit rough, but hey, it wasn't that bad. Actually, I enjoyed it still. And I've figured that with my speed right now, I could pick up 28 passengers on my bus. That's through agencies and whatnot. It's not a city bus route, but it's more higher cab for hire, if you may. So, also, now me being a driver, I get to watch the world's, or AKA Milwaukee County's driving habits, and you know what? People drive insane, and that's not saying anything, but
they do.
People drive insane around here.
So fast.
And they don't need to. There's a reason why there's a dent. If you don't have a dent in your car in North Milwaukee, you're lucky, or you're a safe driver. Most people's cars I've seen are totally fucked up, which explains why you get beaters, is they were literally beat on.
Yeah.
We've seeing swerving in a, not on the highway. You know the high speed swerving that people do that is pretty reckless. Imagine that, but at 30 miles an hour.
Yep.
In a 2-lane road. That is terrifying. And they do it like it's Tuesday. Actually, today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, I'm glad I don't drive like that. And I like to live longer.
Well.
And also, too, I've witnessed someone pull out a transmission on a Milwaukee City road.
Yep.
And they used someone's tow truck. They probably knew a buddy who had a tow truck and is using the boom of the tow truck as a car lift. As this guy is wrangling around a transmission out from underneath a Chevy Express van on the side of the road.
What the heck?
This is Russia level quality of mechanicship. And you know what's cool about that? They're getting it done. Because that guy pulled his entire transmission out but left the engine in. And you know what? That's a pain in the ass. And I've done this stuff before. And you know what? Nothing's fun about pulling a transmission out. Unless they're smaller. But the bigger rear wheel drive transmissions are... they're a pain in the asses. To a good degree. They're simple. Just pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And they're heavy as fuck too. But... yeah, I actually thought, what the hell is this guy doing? Oh, he just gave birth to a transmission. Oh, okay.
It's a boy.
It's a boy! That's pretty much what I've kind of seen today. Just a lot of insanity. But they don't want to fuck with me because I got a bus. But, yeah.
So I heard you have a new stereo set up.
I do. And it's all from parts that I've had for a good decade or more. I'm using all of my dad's stuff. As far as speakers, as far as radio receivers and tape decks. I literally didn't buy a single bit of this because you know what? Why should I? And I know it works because it works beautifully. Why should I have to buy something that I probably don't need?
Right.
That actually works quite adequately well. The only thing that sucks is the record needle. It's just such a rare item that I'll never be able to find, and I never have actually. So I'm kind of giving up on it, but. We'll see where that turns out. Yeah, we both put together a really good sound setup in the common area. And we'll have to maybe have a picture just to show at some point. One day. Or just post it on Twitter and people say, oh yeah, he was talking about this. Some good Pioneer speakers, a sound design, radio receiver, and tape deck player. Actually, 2 tape deck players from 1985. That was my dad. The Pioneers, I'm not sure where they came from, but they were my dad's at one point, but he stopped using them because he got some really good speakers from somewhere else that are high quality. I think they're Technics. And I think Technics is a pretty good quality brand. It's certainly better than Sound Design, but oh boy. The things we've been able to do with that machine. You sprayed silicone lube in the volume knobs, in the other knobs and whatnot, which kind of made them loosen up a bit, so they worked better. There wasn't no more static crackle when you...
Horrible loud crackling.
Yeah. It was embarrassing.
It was aggravating and annoying.
And I did it to Pooh so many times. And not only did you do that, you cleaned both heads on the tape decks.
Yes.
And what did you use for that?
I used the same stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I ran a soft tissue to wipe it off so it wouldn't stay wet.
Gotcha. But it's effectively clean, which is more clean than it ever has been in a long time.
Yeah.
So you pretty much oiled all of the moving parts, which work flawlessly now. They worked pretty good before. Now they work even better, which is fantastic. I'm actually really liking the idea of getting back into analog stuff as far as... I don't know, it's odd. I like film photography for my own reasons. But I'm starting to like tape cassettes. For those who are old enough, your car growing up probably had either an 8-track player or a cassette tape deck. Or if you're really, really lucky and your folks splurged a lot, they got a CD player. But I didn't know anyone with a CD player in their car growing up from like the factory, besides aftermarket.
Right.
I know more people that put aftermarket CD players in their cars that had a tape deck than just had one straight from the factory. That's saying something. If you in the 90s knew someone that's not like in the 1940s, oh yeah, the Johnson's got a car with a radio. No, it's like in the 90s, if the Smiths have a CD player in their car, they were hip.
Yep.
Because they're like, wow, they're really spending good money on good quality music, which CDs aren't bad. But I am rekindling my love for analog in the audiophile sense of the word. I am now digging deep, going balls deep into tapes. And you know what? Growing up with it, I thought it was the worst thing ever. You know what? Cassette tapes actually have incredible quality. A lot better than I ever thought they were. Don't you say, Poos?
I say.
And you've certainly grew up with a lot of tape decks. You were loafing on them every Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
And you and I got into a subject. We were going through your cassette tape collection.
Yep.
And a lot of them, I would say 80% of them were all mixtapes.
Yeah.
And I sort of knew about mixtapes growing up, but never really crossed my mind because I had tapes, but I never bothered to mix my own tapes. But yesterday, I finally made my very first mixtape. As a 90s Hoosk, I can finally say I have made a mixtape, and it was 20 years late. Because I've been listening to tapes when I was young Hoosk. Especially going down to Illinois, my dad had his 89 Cavalier with a tape deck, factory tape deck. And, we listened to tapes all the way there. That was kind of cool. Now I'm getting back into it, and frankly, collecting cassette tapes is a lot more cheaper than it is to collect vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
For the longest time, I wanted to get a vinyl collection of everything original that is Rush. And the farther you go back, the more expensive they get, and after a while, you just say, it's not worth it. Yeah, you can get a lot of the 80s. Actually, you can get all of the 80s vinyls for not much money, but the 70s, whew, just gets incrementally expensive. Well, actually, tape cassettes, or cassette tapes. Is it tape cassettes or cassette tapes?
Cassette tape.
Cassette tape. Cassette tapes are probably a quarter of the price of what you'd pay for vinyl.
Yeah.
I even paid for a original Chronicles vinyl from Rush that was like $24. It was just a compilation vinyl. It was still pretty good. But that was for just a vinyl. That was $24. I'm buying Rush tapes for like $6, $7. No more than $7. What fond memories do you have of tapes or mixtapes?
So many. I mean, I made so many copies for other people, which felt illegal back then, because we would copy music from each other.
Right. You thought that the music police was hiding in a bush outside your window.
For sure.
Oh.
But then again, I would even tape stuff off the radio.
That too.
You know, because I couldn't find it, and I thought, well, I'll just record it the next time B96 in Chicago plays it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Aw. You know, if they would make something illegal, why would they give you an opportunity to record something if you can do it on the radio as well?
Right. The same can be said of CDs, because when CDs first came out, blank CDs were very expensive. And they quickly went from being expensive to
cheaper.
Super cheap.
Because they made more money on blank CDs than they did on recorded material.
Oh, yeah.
And could you say the same on cassette tapes?
Yeah.
Or do you think cassette tapes were always a similar price to a certain degree?
Cassette tapes were always considerably relatively reasonable in value, like buying. Sorry. This episode is brought to us by Benton's Graham Crackers.
Savor the salt.
There's no. Oh, I guess there is salt in there.
So growing up, I bought a lot of CDs. Most CDs growing up cost about anywhere from like $9 to about $15 to $20.
Yep.
Or some of the more popular hot stuff that you wanted to buy almost immediately, you'd be paying about $20.
Yeah.
But you might get some special bits too, like a previously unreleased track that they'll throw in as a freebie or something. I never bought a cassette tape of a band brand new because I was much too young by the time that when cassette tapes were kind of going the way of the dodo as far as a music option for like recording, or not like recording but playback, which was really the 2004 period. How much was a cassette tape cost, like for like a band, like just on average, to get somewhat of a comparison that I can understand?
What was the question again?
How much did a cassette tape cost? That's not a blank cassette tape.
Oh, retail.
But like a retail one of like a band or something.
I'd say like 10 to $12 maybe.
So they're about reasonably about the same, but a little bit cheaper still.
Yeah. Maybe not so much. Probably like 8 to 12. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
Depending on the rarity or the demand for it.
That's when they were brand new at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Because nowadays, a lot of these things are pretty collectible. Some of these tapes that I bought were, well, I would say $5 to $7 is still pretty reasonable for a retro tape. $10 is kind of a good price for some of the more valuable titles that you want. Buying 2112 from Rush is about $24 for a tape. But hey, 2112 is a great album, and you know what? The Solar Federation, perfect.
Yep.
So, lately, you and I have been going to half-price books. We've been going to Walmart, and so a few other friends as well. We decided to go antiquing, Goodwillies, and
Oh yeah, good and bad willies,
and half-crust books. And we decided to find some pretty good tapes here and there. A lot of them were nothing I got really interested in, but the ones that I ended up picking were the ones that I thought, hey, I want this. This is cool. I didn't think about buying the Monty Python tape until I thought, well, I actually do like Monty Python, and when's the opportunity to buy a tape like this? So I decided to buy it, and you know what? I don't regret it. Oh my God, so many good tracks.
Yeah.
Spam, and sausage and spam. Oh,
spam!
Is that the wonderful
one you
spam.
just bought?
Yeah.
You just bought that one? Is that the one
yeah.
I found?
Yeah, and I was going to put it away. No, I put it away, and then I looked at you know what? I'm going to buy it anyway. Because you know what?
It was $2?
I think it was, yeah.
So worth the $2.
So, oh, yeah.
It was a fantastic cassette.
And you know what? I like Monty Python.
Yep, me too.
So we ended up listening to that. If you haven't figured out, me and Kurdan like to spend a good hour or so around the new stereo system that we have put together while listening to tapes now. It's actually kind of relaxing.
And then I helped you actually.
What? So you provided me with some cables.
Yeah.
And now your cables is what allows us to listen to our music.
But you did the stripping.
I did the stripping. And dancing. Then we decided yesterday to finally do a mixtape.
And how did you do that?
I literally used my computer and a aux cord, in the sense that you don't think of an aux cord, to an old receiver which uses those
the left and right audio.
Right. And you know what? That worked incredibly well. I was kind of shocked at how easy, but how simple it actually is. But in theory, if you're recording a voice as input, a computer playing music will do the same exact thing through a audio jack or through a headphone jack. Same thing. And you know what? I ended up making a playlist of 30 minutes long to fill up as much space on each side of the tape. And I felt like Dr. Frankenstein as he just created his monster. It's like, I have created life. I have created a mixtape. And I have not smiled like that just over something silly as a mixtape. I have never smiled so much before like that. It was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching you do it. And listening to listening to the results of it.
Yeah.
It sounded fantastic.
And there's something about not only making a mixtape, because you can put all your favorite songs down and whatnot, but I decided to do the extra step above by not just creating a mixtape, but almost kind of like putting songs that kind of match together and go with a theme. And I think that worked out pretty good.
It did. It worked really well.
So I think I'll be looking at mixtapes, or not just mixtapes, but just tapes in general for the foreseeable future. Because you know what? I am re-grasping nostalgia of a past that I can only remember in memory. The one thing that I kind of regret is when I junked my Cavalier, it had a tape deck player, which was a pretty good unit. Kind of wish I didn't get the chance to rip it out before I did junk the car. Because the car was never going to be driven again, so kind of regret that, but someone probably has better use of that thing now. What did you do back in the day on a particular day of the week? Because I did not know that radio stations back then did something like this.
Well,
or at least in Chicago, because that's pretty cool.
So when I was a mere kitten,
Aww.
in high school, actually before high school even, because I was too young, and they would not let the kittens into the dance clubs in downtown Chicago, I would have to listen to a channel called B96, which I mentioned before. They played mainly dance music and contemporary pop. But on Friday nights, they would have a Friday night dance party.
Was this simply DJs putting a track together, or was
Not
this
just
like
DJs.
live?
This was legit, like real DJs that performed in clubs.
Was this a live feed?
Yes.
Really? These
Yeah.
were live feed?
They would set up everything in the studio, in their tiny little studio in downtown Chicago, dueling, what do you call them?
Scratch boards or whatever they're
Well,
called.
scratch boards / turntables, really.
Turntables. There we go.
Because they were analog back then. They didn't have any digital, anything. So everything that you hear, all the remixing and lining up of the track, one track into the next, was all done painstakingly with limited time. It's so good. I mean,
That's when a DJ was actually a DJ.
oh, yeah. I give total credit to those DJs. Today's DJs don't have it as rough.
No.
They've got it super, super duper easy. Way too many tools to help line up the tracks and the speed and the tone and everything else. You didn't have those tools back then. You had to manually. You would have a headphone in each ear,
Right.
and each side would be each record, so you could listen to the beats lining up.
Wow.
I mean, it was. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but I know enough.
There's a science to it.
Oh, there's definitely a science. And if somebody fucked up,
They
whole club let them
knew.
know.
What? So
Usually
so
the
what
reaction
would,
would be, Daddy.
So on B96 on Friday nights they'd have live feed of a DJ in their studio.
Well, in the studio, in the radio station studio, they'd bring everything
Right.
down there.
And they would do a dance mix party for
Like an hour. Usually it was an hour set.
Really?
Yep,
Without any commercials.
without any commercials.
Dude, that is a godsend.
I know. That's why I recorded that.
You know what? I understand everything now.
Yeah.
I understand why house parties don't happen anymore.
Yep.
Because you know what? Fucking radio commercials.
Yep.
Every damn song, every DJ's got to say, hey, it's the Kinks! And then the lyrics start on a song. When you want to hear the nice, tasty bit of the beginning of a song that you want to hear,
Right.
They're talking right over it.
You hear like every 15, 20 minutes, you'd hear like a B96 Friday night dance party.
Well, that's one thing. You got to sponsor
that would be
yourself.
it.
Yeah.
But during the mix, in the middle of it, like usually during a changeover from one track to the next.
Which is how it should be done. It should never be during a song.
Never interrupting fully, just a reminder you're listening to B96.
Right.
Dance
Or
party.
if you're like tuning into a channel, you're not sure what channel you're actually watching, and then they say listening. You don't know what channel you're actually listening to until they say, "Oh, B96.3, the balls," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's actually this one."
Mm-hmm.
I wish radio stations had more balls to do stuff like that again.
Yep.
I mean, 96.5 or 90, no, it is 96.5 they claimed that they will do. I forget if it was like 21 minutes or 41 minutes commercial non-stop music. It's kind of a lie, because they are going to talk. I'm glad that they don't include any commercials.
Yes.
For like the next 10, 15 minutes. However, one thing that does suck is that there's too much DJ presence.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you say, okay, that was a good mix of 1986, that was a good tune. Following up is another good tune from that same year, Give It Up the Kinks, and then start playing song from beginning to end. No, it's like they will start the song immediately and then talk right over it until
until the lyrics start.
Exactly.
And as soon as the lyrics stop, they talk over the end of the track.
Yeah.
You're like, stop talking.
There's maybe a good reason why that the mixtape generation is maybe the best time of radio, because you know what? That was a time when DJs actually had etiquette.
Yeah.
On the radio.
Yeah.
You didn't talk over a song because you know what? You knew people were going to record it anyway. Yeah. And they would hear them bitching about, you were talking too much about the song. And imagine 20 other people calling in, say, you fucked up on that. You should have stopped talking.
Yep.
They would stop that shit because they understood any music nerd or some rock punk guy in a Pontiac Firebird just itching to get a song recorded on a tape is going to go as far as he can to get it recorded in its entirety.
Just to give you another idea of how things used to be back in those days as far as radio personalities.
Yeah.
Eddie and Jobo were the morning DJs for B96. They worked from 4, 5 in the morning to I think 9 or 10. It was like a 5 or 6 hours long. Might have been a little bit longer. I don't remember the exact time frame. All I know is they would be on and doing their thing while we were waking up and getting ready for school.
Right.
Every morning my mom would play it for us.
That's cool.
And every morning they would do this thing called the the cold water wake up. Somebody would call in and they would get a bucket of ice water and pour it on whoever they lived with.
Oh, with the phone available so they can hear.
You could hear them carrying,
and then just
carrying the jug of water. You could hear the reaction.
The radio.
They actually got taken off the air because they pissed off too many people.
Really?
And the demand of people listening to the show brought them back.
Really?
Yes.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Because people got mad, waking up with... not being woken up with cold water. My mom would do this to me every once in a while.
Oh, yeah?
If she couldn't wake me up.
Did she really toss cold water at you?
What she would do is she would put a washcloth on my face. And she would gently, my forehead, my cheeks.
My mom would scream at me.
But the funniest part is she would do that, and then it would, over time, the wash rag would warm up, and I would just fall asleep.
Isn't it good?
This feels nice. And I would just fall asleep.
It backfired.
Yep.
It sometimes backfired.
Yeah.
That's actually fantastic, and you know what? The big reason why that I started listening to music was because of an old GE hand radio that I kind of stole from my grandpa, which actually is still around here. The radio antenna's been ripped out. However, it still operates. It's hiding somewhere there.
Does Grandpa Grandpeen know that you took it?
Oh yeah, he knows. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll get another. And it's this really old, late 70s or early 80s GE gray rhino plastic brick of a handheld radio, which would chew AA batteries like it was going out of style.
I'm sure it would.
Back in the day, you might be able to get maybe a week's worth of use out of a two. I think it was the 3 or 4 cell. It was 4 cells of AA batteries, and it would consume them a pack a week, like a smoker goes through a pack of cigarettes a day.
That's a pretty good analogy.
This was just the analogy of how bad batteries were back in the day. They just didn't last very long. But the very song that pulled me into the music world was Dreams by the Cranberries.
Yep.
That is the very first song I've ever actively listened to, and that was the first thing I listened to on the radio. There could be nothing better than that to start, as far as that being your very first song you ever listened to the radio. And you know what's the second song that I've listened on the radio that I liked? Good Things by the Bodines.
Oh, Bodines was good.
That's a good song. I love the melody of that.
You need to make a mixtape with all of these tracks.
That would be cool. Making a
best of the puppy hits from
the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
I could totally do that.
You should write up a playlist and find the songs.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's easy because I have all of them. All of the songs that I actually grew up listening to as a young Hoosk. Before I ever cared so seriously about music, these were the songs that pulled me in and say, hey, this is it. You're never going away from it, and you're not going to regret it. And you know what? I don't think I could live in a world without music.
Oh, no. Being deaf would be hard.
Yeah. I would rather... I would not rather want to lose anything. But
I know, me too. I've been over that many times. It's hard to...
And you know what? What's actually fascinating about that is that a lot of people would not give up their sense of hearing to not listen to music. Because they still like music anyway. Because it gives them feeling, it gives them meaning, it gives them a sense of satisfaction. That'd be hard to give up. But, yeah, so... What you did as a young poos growing up was you would gather around a radio, put a cassette in, and record these sessions. Mm-hmm. And we found one of those tapes.
Yes, we did.
From 1990 to 91.
Yep, I wasn't sure when it was actually recorded. That's why I wrote that.
Oh, okay. So it was just...
It may have been right around the end of 90, beginning of 91.
So, when did they stop doing this full-hour party session? Because it seemed like a good thing, or maybe it was too good of a thing.
They did it till the radio station was sold to another production company.
Really?
Yeah.
And they just did away with that?
Yeah, and I happened to be listening to that, to B96, when it changed hands.
Really?
I cried.
Can you tell us that? Can you tell us...
It was horrible. I was driving to work. I was working at Blockbuster Video. So it was 98, 99.
Okay.
It ran a pretty long time. And I remember hearing them say... I remember hearing whoever it was, I don't remember who. It was like afternoon, so it wasn't the morning guys. But people were emotional, and I wasn't understanding why, because I didn't realize that it was going to be happening.
Right.
But all I know is I remember hearing them say, it was really quick and fast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again somewhere else. Like that. It was just faded. It was just that. And within seconds, there was a Spanish-speaking person on there, and they started playing Hispanic music. Not my tea. Just to be honest, I'm not prejudiced or anything. But I was like taken back. I was like, what the heck just happened?
Wow.
They sold the station for that channel. And that was it.
And within 6 seconds, was it six seconds of audio silence of just like transitioning?
Not even. It was literally instantaneous.
Really? They didn't bother giving it any time. Just boom, done.
Yep.
Wow.
Like a flick of a switch, and it was over.
And how long was that channel around?
As long as, I'd say, from like my age, let's say 82, 83 to 98.
So they've been around for, what, 15, 16 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember checking it daily to see if it was a fluke, or if maybe that was a time when they would switch over to that. Nope, it was always Hispanic. And I was like, wow.
Is it still Hispanic today?
I haven't checked B96 in a long time. 96.3. We gotta be near Chicago, though.
The burrito.
96.3. Kitten and Hoosk burrito.
Yeah, I remember a time when the hog used to be called Laser 103. Then it's, without even me realizing it, it just transitioned to 102.9.
Mm-hmm.
The hog! Which used to play good music. It was the city's rock and roll, like heavy metal rock and roll station.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It kind of sucks now, like a lot of the stations now. It's like 99.1 The Mix. For any local that lives around here that knows of that station, I've been listening to it for quite a long time, and back 20 years ago, that station would play all of your contemporary classics. But then again, your contemporary classics were already 10 to 20 years old.
Yep.
They're doing contemporary stuff, but none of it is any of the stuff that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Which is why making a early radio Hoosk mix would make sense to just listen to all the stuff that I kind of grew up listening to. It's fun to see radio morph and change with time and people's tastes and whatnot. There is one thing that I actually can't stand about today's music.
What's that?
The clap track.
What?
The clap track.
What do you mean clap track?
Okay, so I'm gonna. Finally a Hoosk thing that I can explain. The Sourpuss. So, a clap track is literally what it is. It's a beat for people at concerts to clap to.
Okay.
And most songs today have a clap track. It's almost as if the directors who make all this music, because really, I doubt a lot of the artists, some bands do make their own music unfiltered. Great. They have producers that understand them well, and they have an audience that will gladly listen to them.
Right.
Then there's some people who are totally synthetically engineered. They just needed a celebrity with a good voice, but they will sell whatever that they're willing to give money to. Or, and they say, oh, yeah, you know what people really like? They like songs they can clap to. Oh, yeah, that would be good. Back in the late 2000s, that was kind of a cool thing. I liked the clap track, and then now, all of a sudden, nearly all modern music may have a clap track, and I will turn the channel to something else.
So does it actually sound like hands clapping?
No, it's not. It's just a beat of the song.
Oh, okay. So it's a subtle thing.
It's a subtle thing.
It's not an in-your-face kind of thing.
Clap track audio. Oh, you know what is one genre of music that's awful with this? Country. Nearly every country song that I know has a clap track. there's some pop songs that have clap tracks, but every country song today has a clap track.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my Chevy truck's got a truck lift and
You need to meet Lauren because that's what we do half the day. We sing about Chevys and when the country songs come on, we drive down the street and we turn left and then we drive straight. And my dog jumps in the back of my chip pickup truck.
Ho ho ho, and my pants is back on. I got my wife back, I got my dog back, I got my guns back, and then I got my truck back, and then I got my Jesus.
Obama can't take these guns. We back the badge. So there's a video that we were watching at work called, I'm just trying to help you, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally called that.
Oh, really?
It's that the lady at the Myers that is trying to sell people on being saved and saving them from their sins.
I want to save you.
I want to save you, motherfucker, except she's so vulgar.
Oh, my God.
How can you save people and be vulgar? Anyway, did you find a clap track for me?
Okay,
I was just trying to fill dead air while you were...
I actually didn't realize that's... You know what? I'm just going to pick a country song.
We without even sharing the video with Alex or the guys we work with. Oh, there.
I don't want to play too long because I don't want to get copyright, but that's pretty much it. Is the da 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 da. It's that kind of stuff, and it's not just with country. But it's with nearly every single music genre today has some form of clap track. It gets... What is the Poos doing?
That's a two-step.
That's a two-step. What's two-step?
That song he played as a two-step. We have to go to a country bar. We have to go to a gay country bar together in Chicago one day.
That would actually seem a lot of fun. You know what? We should probably do that.
I need to teach you how to two-step.
That'll be funny.
It's hard if you're not completely coordinated.
Damn it, we should have bought those boots.
We can go back.
Just start... Okay. But this is what I mean by a clap track.
Yes.
They call it "This Beat is Killing Music" or country music, which honestly, it's not just country music, and it's attacked the country music genre by force, by storm. You can't swing an oil rig anywhere in Texas without hitting a song that's country that has a clap track.
Yep.
And it's not just country, it's nearly every genre today. Because it only seems like that's the only way to easily start a song. There are so many great songs out there that don't have... that actually don't have a clap track. And you know what? There are some classic songs that predate the clap track. One of them is... We Will Rock You by Queen.
Yep.
Classic example of a song in which they would have audience participation get involved. And it worked beautifully.
Yes, it did.
And that's a perfect use of a clap track, used sparingly to only one or two songs. But when you have an artist that does every single damn song has a clap track, it's like you have no imagination. I just find this incredible.
Have you noticed lately that every single country song seems to sound the exact same?
Dancing in the kitchen, you singing my favorite song.
I'm not talking about the...
Yeah, it's something similar. To me, it seems like a snap of the fingers.
Yeah,
Snap of the fingers.
It's a combination. It's like a hi-hat and a snap at the same time.
Sizzle. 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 Oh my god, did we just make our Ladies and gentlemen, we are the world's only podcast to have our own clap track. And we will sell millions of records. You're all going to buy our garbage. And you're going to snap your fingers along with it too. Because you know what? Because you know you will. And we know you will. And that's fine. Brought to you by Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Snap, Crackle, and Hoosk.
Aww. But yeah, that's definition of what a clap track is. Literally a beat of a song that would be better off people clapping to while in concert. Which, yeah, it's great to have audience participation, but when every single song you play's got one and they all clap, like, oh, let's all clap our hands, like, kind of gets old. I'd be pretty bored if Rush used the clap track in every song, and they don't. I would be hard pressed to know if they've done one.
Yeah.
Let's see. What have you been doing with gaming lately? Have you been gaming, Poos?
I game a little bit every day.
Aww.
I'm friends with somebody in like an hour north of us. We met in a game.
Friend from Oshkosh?
Yeah. We don't know each other in real life, so it's entirely by chance that we even like met. But it almost seems like he doesn't work because he's on there a lot, but
He could be working at home, but I know what you mean by
I think
that.
he does work from home too. But he's on there a lot, and like I don't have the time that I used to have to game. So it's get home, clean up, prepare for the next day, maybe cook some food, maybe play for a couple hours, an hour or two, really. And they have events that they schedule, and people want to do stuff, and sometimes it takes large numbers of people to get stuff done.
Oh, yeah. Especially people online, especially furries, you kind of have to, like, literally herd cattle around to get
Right.
something going.
Right, and consider that the people that you're playing with, they're all from different time zones. Everybody's got different times that they're available to play.
Get their own things to do.
Sometimes things work out perfectly, beautifully, and other times,
Shit show.
yeah, some people are AFK, some people have kids that they have to take care of, food to make, shits to take,
Diapers to change.
diapers to change. So, yeah, but I still try to fit in a little bit of gaming every day. Keeps me young.
Keeps the Poos
Yep.
loafy and young. And loaf.
I'm actually fighting sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight it too, and it's only 8 o'clock. Holy cow.
Yep. When I get through this next half hour, I'll be good. Because I am off tomorrow.
You're off tomorrow as well?
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Oh, fuck. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired that I thought you were already off. I saw you go to work. What the hell?
You did see me go to work.
Is that a figment of my imagination?
You even went to the bathroom when I was in the shower.
Oh no, I wanted to, but I didn't.
But
But I should have anyway.
You should have.
I should have just slowly walked in without
Yeah,
you
man.
knowing and just...
I thought you did, because I peeked out and I was like, wow, he was fast. I was in shock.
Oh no, I was thinking about it, but I wanted to get some tea made. And a few other things get done too. But I think just next time I'm just gonna just sit inside and say, it's a Hoosk in here, and yeah. Oh. So the person that I'm training with, who Sherry is such an amazing, fun person to work with. The one thing that is amazing that I want to know her superpower is to piss like a raging river. We would both go to the bathroom at a hospital at the same time, and I thought, oh, cool, okay, this didn't take too long. I'm walking out the door, she's already in the bus. It's like, how the hell?
Women are not fast.
No.
Not to judge.
No, but it's like, it's incredible thinking, can I beat her back to the bus? And never have I been able to beat her. Just needing to piss. And, she beats me every damn time. It's almost as if it's like a bucket, like, done, and then she just walks out. It's like, just impressed. I'm not complaining. I'm more impressed of, damn, I wish I could, piss plaster that fast.
Yep.
Would save me so much time. Oh.
I feel like I'm getting slower. I take longer in the bathroom the older I get. Today I actually fapped.
You fapped way at work.
Yep. I had the urge. My phone was on me. I was like, that's it. I'm doing this real
What'd you
quick.
fap to?
I don't know, some wrestling video. I was quick. I was like, this is perfect. I just need this butt here and
I'm gonna pause this video at this moment.
gold. Go for the gold. Go for the Olympic gold.
Go for the Olympic ass.
That's an ass to shoot for right there, I'll tell you.
Oh my god, wait a minute. I'm So I'm on Google right now and I'm gonna type up Olympic ass.
You're going to see some amazing asses.
I'm going to see some.
Those are professional athletes.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh.
Yep. There's Sonic.
There's Sonic's ass.
That's not an ass, that's bold.
That's not an ass. She's got a javelin.
It's going to go in someone's ass.
That is gonna go in someone's ass. What is that? What on earth is that? Oh my goodness, what on earth is that?
That does not work. That is fake. It doesn't work. She's wasting her money. They're ripping her off.
She's trying to get boobs on her ass.
She's trying to get bigger ass cheeks.
By having it sucked.
No, doesn't work. You want a bigger ass, you got to eat more, and you have to work out.
You gotta work out your ass.
You do.
Olympic ass, and not a single dude.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Fuck
dude.
it. I'm gonna type. Now that's an ass. Oh my god, is that Varka?
No.
No, that's Vesk.
No.
Who's this jaguar?
The artist.
Oh, quick? No. Cheetah paws.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, that's a fantastic ass.
Yep.
His athletic shorts or pants or whatever are going directly in his ass. I just want to be in his ass. That is actually really cute. But needs to show more of his ass.
Yep.
For those that don't know, I like ass. I don't know if those were his paws, a banana, or his bulge, but there we go. Dude. What on earth? Dude, even even when I was well fit, or back in my most athletic days, I could never do something like that. I might be able to do that to balance, but not what it did before. Holy moly. Some people have a fantastic ass. This is a perfect example of a fantastic ass.
Mm-hmm.
He swatted at his cheetah friend. Then when he fixes his cheetah friend, he's going to show off more of his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's going on. This picture of a man, it's actually his bulge. It's going down his leg.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that until I looked at it more.
I'm down.
It's going halfway past his thigh.
I don't
Holy
care
cow.
about the bulge so much. It's just the pants.
I like how he chose one side of the pants to put his balls in.
Yeah. Well, when they run, it goes down both sides. You never watch...
Wait. The balls go one way and then go out the other?
Here, I'll show
There must be mechanics and science behind this that I don't
Hold on.
understand.
You need to see this.
That I need to see. So while he is actually getting ready to show me a video, I am going to tell a story about me running in school with a heart on. So there I am doing a 500 yard sprint. And for some reason, my dick got hard. And my thing was wagging around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the most amazing thing is apparently no one noticed because no one ever dared to even mention it, or they were like, "Holy fuck, this kid is either hung or he is just really horned the fuck out." And I ran that entire 500-yard cycle with a boner. And I was trying to hide it, but I knew it was no use, so I just kept running, thinking, I gotta keep going. There's no stopping this train. I gotta keep going. Then I had one friend in high school. Oh my god, his balls were like literally hanging out. Oh, dude, why? Oh. Weird times. Weird fun times. Of running shorts and phallic objects. Oh, and then in the boys' locker room in high school, there was a group of dudes that decided to put their balls and dick behind them and walked around like they had no dick. Have you ever tucked your balls and penis behind your legs
Many times.
to know what you would look like?
With a vagina.
Yes. There were 3 guys in my gym class that decided to do that and walked around and paraded, and I thought, this is odd. They have penis balls on one side and then no penis balls on the other.
Yep.
I take it you found it.
One of many.
I am going to do commentary for
okay.
those.
Internet connection.
Oh, is it crapping out on you?
Buffering.
Okay, so we got men who are running towards the camera, who are absolutely giving their best. Oh, they were a big freight train. What's this? Wait a minute. Is their penis going in and out of each leg?
Yes, it is.
Their penis. Holy shit! This man is giving 130%, and he is running by. And you know what? Holy moly. His thing is going down each leg like a piston in an engine.
Thanks to spandex.
Thanks to spandex, this man is running the marathon in his mind.
And his penis is visiting each thigh.
And his penis is visiting each thigh.
Hello.
Hello. I kiss you, I kiss you, I kiss you, I kiss you. Dude, I never actually thought... And there were 3 runners side by side, and they all did that.
Yeah.
That's even funny. It's not just one. They were all doing that. Now, was that flaccid?
Yes.
It's flaccid penis.
Yep.
So their flaccid penis has...
If it was hard, it would probably be swinging more out.
Kind of like mine.
Like this instead of going down.
Yeah.
Down.
Mine was like kind of like doing...
like a windshield washer.
Yeah,
motion.
it was kind of like that. Where else
Yeah.
these guys were like stealthy torpedoes going down their own tubes and then being pulled out and putting into another tube, then pulling out and then putting into another tube, and then over and over and over and over and over again until they win.
You know, funny thing is, this morning when I shot my load in the Walmart bathroom, I thought about shooting it like just anywhere and just leaving it. But then I thought, no, I can't do that. I don't want-
No.
Someone else shouldn't have to clean my jizz up.
No,
Or
you would start something.
The best, we get a lawsuit because somebody slipped and fell in jizz.
And then you would run away because they'd probably do a DNA test.
Oh, I'd hide.
You would hide.
There would be 2 eyes poking out of the potatoes.
Oh, it would be potato poos.
Yep.
You'd be hiding. Have you seen Joe? I don't know, but that's a really nice stack of potatoes. Aw.
Blink, blink.
You know what? You know what would have happened if you did jizz on the floor? And you walk in like a few hours later and it's all covered in jizz. You started a jizz party at Walmart.
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
This man just unladen his load onto the floor. This is war. I must mark my territory. Chunk, 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 chunk. And then every single dude's like, oh, I am being outdone. I must participate in this wank competition.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one that starts that.
Aw.
I refuse. I'm struggling here.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's a good time.
I think we done good
I
anyway.
think we did pretty good too. So. All right. Well, this has been a very interesting and kind of strange, but kind of fun and informational.
If you made it this far, thanks for putting up with our weird shit.
Yes, please let us know at the comments section below that if you've actually listened to this whole thing. And if you did, I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Not sorry.
Not sorry.
But I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of garbage on the internet, and at least this is polished garbage of like the highest quality. Well, this has been another episode of the Zooming Hoosk Podcast, and once again, I'm your host, Dustin DaHusky.
And I am a very tired sourpuss.
And I'm going to get a bunch of ice cream.
Oh, yeah. You deserve it.
I'm going to just giant fuck-off bowl of ice cream. Holy moly. It's time for that. All right. See everybody.
Bye.
Bye.